All right, listen up. This is your conscience speaking. You've been a real shitlord lately, and you know it. You haven't been keeping up with the promises that you've been telling yourself. And that's disappointing. So come on, pull it together, or I am going to take away your PSP. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, don't make me, don't test me. Because I'm you. And if you don't listen to your inner conscience, then who are you going to listen to? Definitely not your PSP because it's gone. Yoink. Done. No PSP for you.
They're still deafened. It's just, oh, hey, you're here.
It's me. I'm here. What's up? Hey, how you doing? Welcome.
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm spicy.
Good.
Hey, friends.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Not much. My whole chat's talking about food, and I've not gotten my chicken sandwiches yet, and I ate it.
We feel your pain.
Mark, you're eating right now too. I don't know. I don't know whose side you're on here.
I'm not eating right now.
Right before we played the intros, Bob's like, "All right, I'm ready." Mark said, "Let's do this shit," but it sounded like he was like,
Yeah, no, we were like, "Oh, ready? Let's go." And Mark was literally like, "Wait a minute."
That's not what I said. That's not what I did. That's not what I said, nor what I did.
That's what it sounded like, and what you did.
That's not what I said, nor what I did.
Bob, get him.
No,
Yeah,
Bob,
get
don't
him,
get
Bob.
him. Bob, no, don't get me.
Hey, I'm the nice one. I wouldn't get anybody. Get him, Wade.
You're right. Yeah. Wade, get me. What?
I don't know. That was my intimidation growl.
I'm intimidated. I am intimidated. Yeah, it worked.
That's not a sound I want coming at me. That's for sure.
You should see the face that goes with it.
I can't see it. I gotta pull up the squad stream.
Pulled right up there.
And I'm pulling up the squad stream.
It's like the half stink eye, the sneer, and the growl.
Yeah, wait. Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah, that's no good. That's no good
it's like
for
an
anybody
angry pirate
involved.
wave going on over there.
Yeah, I don't like it actually.
Out.
If you could stop that, that'd be great.
Yes, please put that on your soundboard. That's what the world needs.
Good thing that my office is nothing but a collection of props at this point.
I still, every time I imagine your office when we're like talking or when I just imagine your chair doesn't even have like legs attached to it. It's just sitting on top of a pile of costumes and hats and shit. And your Fallout mask is somewhere. And you could just reach down and just be like, I'm a policeman. I'm a fire guy. I'm an Indian chief.
I feel
that one's,
I mean, I've got a leprechaun hat, bald cap, 2 wigs.
Why do you have a bald cap? Wait, stop. Hold on. Stop that while you're ahead. Why do you have a bald cap?
Well, some days I don't get to shaving it as quickly as I'd like, so sometimes I gotta...
Wait.
Look, you'll never tell a difference.
Put your bald cap on so we can see what you might look like if you were, in fact, bald.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, there, can you even tell the difference? That's right. I'm disguised as a bald man now.
Oh my God, you look like a totally different person. Dude, it's gonna be so funny someday when you just lose all your hair, shave your head. You're gonna look so different.
You look like one of the peasants from early 1600s England.
Yeah.
I'm not weird head
the
things.
tan cap.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better. I feel happy.
That's the ones. Those Monty Python ones. That's the ones.
I need to watch that movie. When's the last time you guys saw that movie?
Seriously though, why do you have that? How long has that shit just been sitting on the floor of your? Do you have like lice or something, or roaches in there? Like, what's the deal?
Both.
You've had water issues. You got to watch out for bugs, man.
Yeah, I've got all of it, and crabs. But point being is I did a Sonic the Hedgehog trailer with Pat Gar and JP that was absolutely horrible, and it was supposed to be a 3-day recording, and it was the weekend of Pivot. It turned into an 1.5-hour recording, and basically the first take of everything we did, we just had to keep no matter how bad it was.
You did that in an 1.5 hours?
Yes. That's how, yes. And like the audio was all horrible because there's an air conditioning unit blasting by where we were filming and we didn't even realize it. So like Dana was like, this is hardly, none of this footage is usable. And I was like, just do your best. And she
Mark, have you seen the results of what he's
I'm watching it
about?
right now.
It's so
Live
bad.
fucking funny.
on my
It's
channel.
so bad. So, but I wasn't actually bald then, and I had to turn into Robotnik. So I tried to do like the Jim Carrey thing that they did in the trailer, where you just like slowly turn more Robotnik over time. So I added the bald cap, and my mustache changed over. I didn't shave my face, but I kept like my mustache just kept being glued on top of my other beard. It was probably part of the reason why my house is haunted. I probably summoned the demon.
You guys should be watching the squad stream right now because it's happening on Mark's channel. And
I mean, the goal
mean,
is to make the
true
world's
classic.
shittiest trailer,
Dude,
but, like, it
as
was
a
supposed to be
man-
higher quality,
As a
shittiest
man
trailer.
who has made a really, really shitty Sonic video, a super cringeworthy one, this is pretty cringy. Oh, hey, no, I like this effect. Okay, this is good.
Which
all right.
one?
you like the pixelate?
There's some crazy visual effects going on, man. I didn't know you had this talent.
Roll is so good. Oh god.
Yeah, so I told Pat, I was like, Pat, I need you to roll on the ground. Just roll do as many what the fuck are they called? Do as many somersaults as you can. Just keep rolling. He did two, and he's like, all right, that's all I got. I was like, all right, Dana, take that and do your best. There wasn't much to work with in that footage. She did the best she could.
Oh man. No, yeah, there's not a lot going on here.
I don't
You
know
should
what
see
you're
the
so
raw
upset about,
footage.
Mark. This is the funniest thing that I've ever seen.
The green screen footage, like half the time we weren't actually in front of the green screen. So she had to
That shot is so good. I forgot about the nut shot.
That was completely accidental. We actually did 3 takes of that, and the third one he actually got hit in the balls, and we were just like, well, we're keeping that one. We can't redo that anymore.
Why is there a furry in the background of the shot?
That's Tails?
Oh,
We bought a second tail and fastened it to his ass. We have him hidden in like 3 or 4 shots. We just have someone in the Tails costume hidden on screen. Just to be as creepy as possible.
oh man.
Oh, God, I forgot how much I enjoyed this.
I'm so glad that 7 years of work on YouTube has led to this moment.
Listen,
It's
it
a
was
real
supposed to be-
culmination.
It was supposed to be bad, but not that bad.
Wow, no, yeah, you went into the bad territory super hard, man.
You know, we at that point it was just like after I saw some of the raw footage, I just embraced how bad it was. Have you gotten to the green screen?
Yeah, I just got there.
My favorite scene in the whole thing is when we talk about I think Gar says his Pikachu went feral, and we got a whole bucket of soap and just made JP plaster it all over his face. Oh, where is this video? I need to find the link now.
Mark, you look like you're really enjoying this.
I can barely watch through the
Holy.
cringe
is causing my face to implode in on itself, and I can barely like.
Oh, come on, man. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. I took all my inspiration from you.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Need I remind you of what I've been working on
Video.
for you?
So you might do a slightly better job than what we put together.
Might do
but
a
like,
Oh.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Thank
look,
you.
It's apples and oranges, Mark. It's a different style, you know. You can't directly compare what you're doing with the sort of artistic stuff that they were working with
You're
there.
right. You're right.
Yours
right.
is way more cookie cutter, you know. It's not.
I was going for the still a better love story than Twilight thing. It was like, you know, it's a shitty trailer, but still better than the actual Sonic looks. Like, you know, that kind of.
No, to be honest, the trailer Sonic looked better than what you guys had going on there. The
What?
only redeeming feature was your Pikachu, and I don't understand why Pikachu was in there in the first place.
Detective Pikachu had just come out, so it was kind of like, well, we saw a cool Pikachu costume looked horrible. We're like, whatever, we'll blend it in, we'll make it
You
work.
saw a cool Pikachu costume that looked horrible.
Mark,
Yeah.
don't question how artists function.
Yeah.
Sorry. The
It is
auteur.
art. I
You
am
don't
an artist.
understand.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that
Ohio.
Where do you live?
that exists.
How long?
Yeah, I think everyone needs to put some like, I don't know, is there a respect letter? Like F is to pay respects for like something lost, but Dana deserves some love for the fact that she even was able to make that out of what we gave her.
Yeah, well, and she had to watch all of the raw footage. Oh, Mark's playing his direct comparison now, and he's muted so he can talk to Chad about it.
I'm not muted.
Talking mad show. You're talking on your screen. What is this? You were just
not.
holding your hands up?
I'm just
You were
pointing.
just gesturing?
Yeah.
27 hours. What? What the fuck? I don't have the audio on. What does that? What do those titles mean?
You didn't watch it? It's in Discord.
I only watched the joke one that I was telling you about before we went live.
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
didn't watch the other links or whatever.
Oh, okay. There's one beforehand. Yeah. Yeah. So just just a little bit of a comparison.
Hey,
Yeah, that's gonna be funny too, chat.
you know, there's
Keep your eyes
realistic
out.
art, and then there's like Picasso style art. I'm more of a Picasso.
Wade comes from the Bertolt Brecht School of Cinematography and Filmmaking.
Yeah.
His goal is to make the audience as uncomfortable and displeased as possible to force them to leave their comfort zone,
Right.
to force them out of their bubbles.
Right.
And
This all
dude,
makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm like a
The
Frank
world
Lloyd
as it
Wright
truly
architect.
That
A
doesn't- that sounds
Picasso
I
of
don't think-
art.
See,
I don't think
Picasso
Frank-
could still
Frank
make
Lloyd Wright
masterpieces.
belongs in there.
Yeah, I can still
Picasso
make
could
masterpieces.
still-
I just choose not to.
Look,
I mean, Picasso made masterpieces. What I'm talking, he could still like make classical art. He was still talented. is
Look,
what I'm
no,
trying
Mark,
to
you
say.
know what the measure is?
What?
I've seen the Picasso exhibit, and I looked at several of his paintings. I looked at, and I wept. They were striking. They're beautiful. I didn't understand what it was, but there was an emotional reaction. And the first time I watched that video, I wept. I had the exact same reaction as far as I can tell. I cried and cried and cried and couldn't stop crying until it was over. So they're the same goodness. That's how they're both good.
That's scientifically fact. Correlation, causation. I think it all applies here.
Centralization.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in there.
It's like, what's that? There was an author who wrote like very simple books. They're like famous books. I forget if it was Hemingway
Dr.
or F. Scott
Seuss.
Fitzgerald. No, it was Ernest Hemingway or F. Scott Fitzgerald. And like some of the other authors of the time made fun of them for like not using like big words and being more complicated. So they actually wrote a book like using full out bombastic language, and it was really well done. But they were just like, I could write like this, but I prefer my style of writing. That's me. You know, I could make a Markiplier quality easy
Sure,
tomorrow. I could have I could make a date with Wade tomorrow. It'd be great. But I choose to make Sonic the Hedgehog true. Because that's my preferred style.
To be
Hey,
fair,
on the topic of go ahead.
to be fair, I'm gonna pull up my video that I made in a very similar costume to Wade's, and this is what I made. I forgot about it.
Did you have a great roll animation? Like
You know, I
Patrick
didn't.
did?
You know, the thing is, I didn't. The answer is I did not. Hey, Philadelphia, America's home for big ideas.
Did you have a feral Pikachu?
I had a feral Sonic.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about the foot shuffles.
Thanks, man.
Dude, what a move. This guy's
Thank
got
you.
moves. Making moves over here. I don't have the audio on because I'm watching your stream while you play.
I
it, so
say
I'm-
I gotta. Here, I'll turn on sub.
You
No,
say you
no
gotta
one's
go
put
fast,
subtitles
right?
onto this. Yeah, I gotta go fast.
Oh, it's not. I'm not getting any sound.
Yeah, no,
It's not
I
working.
literally, I think I say I gotta go fast.
Is
And
your
that's it.
camera slightly crooked too?
Yes,
it
yes,
just-
it
Oh
is.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
No, it is.
Okay. All right, good.
Unless those counters are. No, it's crooked. You can look at the door frame.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I felt like I was in one of those rooms where you feel really tall at one end and really short at the other.
He's got to go fast, guys.
Okay.
Yep.
If you guys are
Alright.
curious, I'll link the squad stream. I'm
Here.
watching the squad
There
stream.
you have it.
He's
Yeah.
got to. Oh, that's the whole thing.
And
Oh,
that's
there
it.
he is.
Yep.
Gotta go fast. It's like a
Gotta go
Markiplier
fast.
jump scare at the end.
Yep, a real good jump scare. That's
A real quality.
yeah, it's amazing. All my chat's like, I forgot about this video. It's like, yep, that video just kind of melts out of your mind for some reason.
So
Don't know why.
So everybody, so where's my Sonic video? I guess that's the question.
Yeah,
Bob, I will help you film one.
Bob, I will
have
help
the
you.
talent.
I'll help
I
you
have-
film one.
I want to
right.
make a shot-for-shot reshoot of the 1990s television series Friends intro, but with the cast of Sonic.
Done.
Okay.
I'm your man.
I'll do it for a
a
nominal price of. I'll do it on a budget of $5,000. That's all you got. $5,000.
I'll do it for free.
Probably. Okay, well, how much does a Sonic costume cost?
Already got one.
And how much does brown construction paper for Robotnik's mustache cost?
I got some grocery paper bags in the closet. Done.
Okay. And how much is a flight from wherever you guys are to
My flight's
cover
cheaper.
that
My
for you.
flight's cheaper.
Mark's flight is cheaper. And if you
Mark
pay
will
for
cover
it,
your
it's
flight
even
here
cheaper.
because he's a good friend and he wants you to come home and see your family.
You be an extra. Oh, chat. We're gonna need a whole coffee shop. We're gonna need some baristas. I want experienced baristas pouring shapes in the background. We're gonna need a Gunther because Gunther can't be replaced by a Sonic character. Gunther's Gunther. We're gonna. Yeah, I'm not. I don't.
I've forgotten exactly what the Friends intro is, so the whole time I was picturing this, I was picturing The Office's intro.
Who's Gunther?
He's the creepy white-haired coffee shop manager guy. Always hits on Rachel.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about the intro, and I'm like, I don't know.
What's
I don't think he's in the intro. I just like Gunther.
All right,
Where everybody. No, that's Cheers. What's the song for Friends?
Don't
You can
know
do no.
until
You can do it. You can do it. You
your
can do
life
it.
was
You can
gonna
do
Oh
it.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Your job's a joke, you broke. You love life DOA. You always sing the whole thing. It's like you're always stuck in. Stop me if you've heard it. Second gear. When you can stop me at any time. It hasn't been your day, week. You might please stop me, or even your year. But please stop me. I'll be there. I hate you so much.
Oh, I was getting
Stop
into
me.
it.
I was ready.
It felt like Rick and Morty. You guys see the Rick and Morty where Rick is like,
you. Oh
little
my
Rick, and he's
God.
like,
Wow.
help me! I'm not joking. I really need your help. That's like you singing that song. You're like, I won't be there. Please help.
Bob, that was
Yeah.
some extreme auto tune that you had going on.
I know.
there.
I turned on the autotune and it turned into Satan's voice. I'll be there for you. Oh God. Please kill me now. Anyway, while we're talking about revolutionizing media formats,
Yes.
if we look at conversation topic numero uno
Mm-hmm.
on the script that we always stick to and always have, this one was submitted by Secret Boom on facebook.com/Meisker. Check it out. Did you guys know that literally yesterday at noon Pacific, Lindsey Sterling performed the world's very first full mocap VR concert experience?
I did not know this.
And honestly, I would recommend clicking on the link because it's just a Reddit post with like a video clip of it.
I'm clicking on this link.
It's actually pretty cool. Well, because when I read that title, I was kind of like, I don't know. But if you see like what they did with it in terms of creating like a setting and having effects on the mocap, and so the premise of it is her new album has like a character. It's like a concept album, and there's a main character. Her name is Artemis. She's queen of the moon, goddess of the moon. She's like the protagonist, and she has a story. So she did this whole concert in VR where she's wearing a full motion capture suit, motion capture gloves. I think the facial expressions were automated and just moved her face when she talked. But then in the VR world, when you're watching, her avatar is this character, Artemis, who's like the main story in it. And she performed, I think, the whole album plus a couple extra tracks that had never been heard before. It was interesting. You guys watching that?
I'm watching it right now.
Watching that
It is a fascinating concept. I think like these first steps are always going to seem a little awkward and janky, but that's pretty good. for it being the first thing that kind of involves that concept. Let me bring it up for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I could probably.
I
play
did that,
that
guys.
online.
I was
I don't
actually
know.
ahead of the curve for the first time in the history of this podcast.
Job,
Wow.
bud.
That's
Good
never
job.
happened.
That's never happened ever. You're right.
I've never been good at things.
Yeah.
True.
I mean,
How
I like
how true that is.
I like the idea, just because there is some potential for this to kind of. It's kind of like it's bridging the gap because a lot of VR like is based around bringing people to live events and making that feel real. But why not bring live events to a virtual world so that everybody can appreciate it whether they have VR or not? You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
think.
well, that's what I was. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, that's I was done. That was about it.
That's kind of what I was thinking about this because this is interesting as a concept. Well, and so I also thought it was cool. You could either watch, you can see in the video, there's like viewer avatars, and one of them is staring at her crotch from 3 feet away in a lot of the video, which is bold.
Of course.
But so you could choose to watch as one of those, or you could also choose to watch in the form of like a floating star. Now she looks kind of like she's terrified of the fan who's too close on the stage. So there are like, I don't know if they're invisible or what, but they were just like free floating camera perspectives, basically, that were watching the performance from like any angle, I assume. I don't know the whole details, but that I know it would be harder to do, but I had the same thought as you, I think, Mark, was like, if I could watch like a I don't know, like a Three Doors Down concert in a VR headset, and they had like multiple 360 cameras set up where you could change your perspective. I feel like that would be pretty popular, aside from people not having VR headsets.
I mean, well, VR headsets are getting cheaper and cheaper these days. You can get some pretty basic functionality out of some of the cheaper portable ones now. The Quest is pretty cool. It's not particularly useful to me, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. Like, cause for experiences like that, you don't need full haptic feedback. You just need a screen on your face to be able to see it and appreciate it. Three Doors Down really could have went with a better band, lol.
Look, if I could see a Red Hot Chili Peppers
That was Lost
concert
Monkey 70.
in
I want you
VR.
to know that was Lost Monkey 70. I'm really calling out.
You know what, Lost Monkey 70?
Yeah.
People can have different opinions. It's okay. I was gonna totally roast them, but I don't.
Weren't they working on something similar to this for like NBA basketball games where you could like, it wasn't like the game wasn't played in VR, but like you could sit in a virtual sphere and watch the game like at home, but it was like you paid for front row seats or something like that. I can imagine an entire NBA game where they're wearing sensor suits and you're like watching them play basketball in VR.
No, I just
Instead-
exactly when you said the game wasn't played in VR, my mind fleshed that out immediately, and I figured out. So that would mean there'd be a room, like a dark room, where all the actual athletes were wearing full mocap suits, and they had a team of tech people staring at them, a big empty hangar. But then there's a virtual stadium filled with people wearing VR headsets that look like little floating silver bullets. And then basically an NBA 2K game happening where all the movements are really janky and players phase through each other constantly because the mocap's not. I would watch that. That would be the most fascinatingly meaningless thing that I could basically imagine to watch as a sporting event to enjoy.
As a one-time experience, I think I'd do it, but on a consistent basis, I couldn't see sports being consumed in that fashion.
No.
No.
Because
football games where they're just hitting each other, so like they partially disappear whenever they break the pads on their shoulder.
Yeah, and I mean, part of the thing is like, unless it's the Super Bowl, no one's going to be watching that intently. And if it is like something like the Super Bowl, people are watching in a social aspect where they can talk to each other. And if everyone's in a headset, you know, it kind of removes that element from it. So
There's the chat, but it's memes and GIFs only.
Which is exactly what sports needs.
Yeah.
Sports needs a Twitch chat style system in everyone's TV.
Exactly.
So we can all yell at each other about how bad people are.
You got to get those kappas and manga S's in there with stuff, funny stuff.
Where's Mixer's memes? I want to know what Mixer's memes are.
Got to get those Chunky the Cats in there, right, Mixer?
That's the one. Is that the one? I have no idea.
Good old Chunky.
Is that
I
chunky?
am
No,
curious
that's
how
off the
much
top of
this
my head.
will, like, what all will this spread to? If this does become a thing, which it seems like it is. I mean, that was pretty. I didn't know motion capture was instantaneously like applied like that. I thought it was something like you did motion capture, then you had to tweak it a little bit, edit it out, and then you created something later. I hadn't seen the instant motion cap as like a moving character before.
Well, so that specific mocap suit is a relatively new one. I think it's Xsense
Okay.
or something.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
it's a newish one that's like $20,000 piece of technology that's crazy. And she was also wearing separate gloves that captured her finger motions because the mocap suit owns only like general body motions, like armature stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's not like accessible. That's for like movie making. Like that's the same mocap suit that Ben Bendeldoc's Cumberbuns wears when he's Smaug the Dragon,
Mhm.
and that crazy guy who does that character whose voice you do. What's his name? Peter Durkin.
Whose voice I do?
No, Wade.
Hmm.
Dirk
Who-
Dirk
Peter
Hendrick.
Durkin.
Kirk Larkins. The
Oh, yeah.
who's the body acting for
Yeah.
Golem?
The guy who does all the
Oh.
motion cap and stuff.
God,
Andy
Scott
Serkis.
Bimbley?
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. That's
Yeah,
basically what I said.
Circus. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. Oh, he's so. God, the Brexit thing that he did was so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's like one of the few voices I can really kind of nail pretty well.
sidebar, real quick. I watch. I don't think people realize, but I look at chat. I just don't talk in chat. But this is an example of how things go awry when the internet plays a big game of telephone. They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, play Minecraft." He can't drink anymore. He didn't he have a heart attack? Didn't he have 4 heart attacks throughout his life? That's legitimately
Mark
the
have a condition
conversation.
where he has heart attacks daily.
Every morning he wakes up, has his breakfast heart attack, takes his heart attack shower, and then goes to record. Like, I just,
Gets
had
in his
no
heart
idea.
attack car and drives on the heart attack highway to his heart attack day job.
just the
So
whole
wait,
like,
that time you were in the hospital for the scar tissue, it was secretly your 16th heart attack.
yeah, it's secretly.
Secretly.
Why didn't we know? Why didn't you tell us?
I just don't get how that, like, it can go from, didn't he have, it's so specific. Didn't he have like 4 heart attacks? Like, no, I didn't. I
Isn't
did
Mark
not.
dead?
No.
Wasn't Mark replaced in the 80s by the government with mechanical marks?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
the
true.
government replaced with Mark after he died, and then he was replaced by PewDiePie?
It's all facts, but
Bro.
no one wants you to talk about it.
Mark,
Wait,
if you're
wasn't
the
Trump
government, we
Minecraft
need to
originally a
talk.
PewDiePie
I'm
series?
the government. It's me.
When did Mark start
government.
hosting PewDiePie's Drunk Minecraft series?
That's the real question. You're asking the real questions.
Stealing. Everyone steals from PewDiePie. Jax Film steals from him. Markiplier steals from him. Horror movies stole the idea of being scary on film from PewDiePie's Scare PewDiePie series.
Very true.
Hashtag free Scare PewDiePie 2. Hashtag. I don't have a follow-up hashtag. Sorry,
Cool, good.
I overreached. I
That's
overreached.
fun. It happens. Either way, the future of VR is interesting, but people have not found the winning thing yet, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I wonder what
There are
all, like,
things.
Patrick is in my chat, and Pat's like, I would pay to see the 3 Peeeens in a podcast in VR. What would we just be sitting here, though? I don't know what we would do. But I would love to. That'd be fun. That'd be cool. I would totally, if I had a VR suit, I would do so many Smeagol videos. Oh my god, they'd all be Smeagol.
I could just imagine you doing reshoots of Smeagol or new Smeagol content.
Smeagol
your-
plays. It'd be my new
Your
channel.
body motion in a mocap suit would look so hilarious compared to what Andy Serkis's look like, because you're so like tall and like you're athletic, but you're not like flexible, you know? Like you're a very
Yeah, that's
you're a
fair.
very tall, upright, run up and down the basketball court kind of guy. But you're not like crawling around being You would be the stiffest, thickest Smeagol that has ever existed.
I'd go to the gym, try to buff up real bad, so when I watch the VR, just like this buff Smeagol walking around. Sup, bitches?
Smeagol's been
drinking the juices.
You know that you could get a VR headset, go into VR chat, get a Schmeagol skin, and you could do that right now. There's nothing stopping
there
you
was a
from
way.
doing.
He would buy a Valve Index tomorrow, it would be shipped in 2 weeks, and in 2023 he would set up his Valve Index, only to learn that they stopped supporting it a year ago because they've had 4 generations of VR headsets since that one was out, and it's too old to really play any modern games.
Too real, first of all.
You can change, Wade. You can change. You have these ideas, and you're like, if only there was a dream world where I could execute my ideas. Yes, there is. Please.
I think
Maybe
Mark's
there's a
saying
way.
he likes your idea.
I
I think
do.
he's encouraging you to pursue your idea, which is
I
really
am.
nice.
Is it the VR
am.
chat version or the mocap suit version?
Why do you
But
want the
should definitely go all in for the XSense mocap. You could do Smeagol live events. You should absolutely do that. That
People
would be
would
great.
pay to go to a Schmeagol stand-up, like stand-up routine.
What's the deal with airline film impressions?
Oh dear. Oh, that was is that fair use? Could you just do the Smeagol voice, but to redo other stand-up sets, so you didn't have to come up with your own jokes, just like Smeagol eyes, like Aziz Ansari sets or something?
Probably.
I'd be into that. I'd watch that.
What if I did a Smeagol? What's the guy's name that does the puppets? I could. It's Smeagol doing
God.
puppeteering.
What's that name? Daniel Muffins.
Daniel
Yeah, that's it,
Muffins. That's
Daniel
it. Daniel
Muffins.
Muffins and his puppet show.
Daniel Muffins.
Dreffels.
Jeff
Dreffels, yeah.
Dunham.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham. That's pretty much what I said. Dreffels.
I think that's
Dunham.
it. It's Dunham or Durham. I think it's Dunham. Right? Jeff Dunham.
It's Durningham.
Jeff Durningham.
Jeffrey Dunningham. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Dunham, according to Pat. Dunham. Ham's in all caps.
Dunham.
Good old Dane Cook skits. What's Dane Cook up to these days? Now there's someone I haven't thought about in a few years.
I was washing a dish. I heard a noise and I came out. He was in his basement. I was washing a dish. Man, Dane Cook was really not funny ever.
He was on Jimmy Kimmel this year.
He was?
Apparently, I don't know. Talking about something.
What?
Talking about Tom Brady, apparently.
I'm Tom Brady.
God, I wish to God. Were you sitting with us, Bob, when that was all going down?
Yeah, it was. Mark was the one who wasn't there for that, I think.
That's right. Okay, I can't remember who all was there. I wish
was
we
it?
got that on video.
What?
So we were in, I think it was either San Diego or San Francisco on tour.
It was the orchestra. It was the
The one where we were,
building.
we were sitting down where the orchestra like stored their instruments and stuff. And remember they had like locker room sort of things where it was like we shared bathrooms, and in one of them was the bathroom where people were like taking showers and getting ready, and in the other one it was like being used for interviews for like the tour doc. And so we didn't really know that. We thought they were just bathrooms. We thought it was just people getting ready, and like me, Mandy, Wade, Molly, like Dana, but like random people
It
were
was San Diego because Gar was
just
there.
hanging out. San
I think-
Diego.
Yeah.
And so we were just sitting outside, and all of a sudden from the bathroom we hear Tyler start like singing, kind of, and it's kind of like, he's just singing in the shower, like, okay, and he's like goofing around, loud Tyler voice, and then it gets quiet, and then out of nowhere he's just like, I'm Tom Brady, and I'm the best. And we all thought he was just by himself in the shower just doing that. It was so, and it went on for like 5 or 7 minutes. It was so fucking funny. And then he walked out and was like, hey guys, what's up? And we were all just like, what? What the hell? What are you doing?
He was like, yeah, I was just doing the interview, and like we were so sad. In our mind, it was so perfect. We were like, oh my God, this is real. Like that thing people do by themselves, but like Tyler must have completely forgotten he's not by himself in a house, in a neighborhood that's been abandoned. He's in a building full of people listening to him in the bathroom. Like I didn't think he was showering. I thought he was taking the world's longest poop. It was just like, I'm Tom Brady. That's where I'm the best quarterback ever. Or staying at the urinal or whatever. But no, he was doing his interview, which ruined it.
So, Wade, do you, when you're sitting on the toilet, have conversations? Because I have conversations with myself when I'm in the
Yes.
shower, but not on the toilet.
I was practicing a conversation with Smeagol on the toilet, and Molly was right next to me getting ready, and I didn't realize it. So our toilet has like its own little door, so it's separate from the rest of the master bathroom. And I was in there, and I was just like, because like Smeagol and Gollum have kind of different cadences. It's stupid fat hobbitses. We don't need to hear it laugh. That's what like I was doing something like that, and and I was just sitting there like, I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. Good one, Wade. And then like I got locked in the bathroom and Molly's like washing her face. And she just said nothing, absolutely nothing. And I turned beet red. I just like slumped my shoulders and like slunked away.
It wasn't
no idea she
crazy
was there.
until you complimented yourself.
know,
Everything
that's
was fine. up until
Look,
that
you guys are
point.
married. I do random bullshit in front of Mandy all the time where she just looks at me and shakes her head, and I'm like, I don't know, I just saw stuff. But I do not ever do something and then out loud go, yeah, good one. That's funny, man. Funny stuff.
I felt like I really nailed it. Like I was having some issue. I was like, that's not quite right. And then I did one more. I was
Think
like,
it to yourself.
Wow.
You can feel like you accomplished your goal without saying it out loud.
well, the rest of it was out loud. I was just figuring a nice verbal compliment might make me feel good. So
I've
gave myself
got
one.
something similar, not to that level, but you know the song "Sad" by Triple X Tension, the one that goes "Suicide if you ever try to let go." Well, I don't know the rest of the words to that song besides that one line. So
Sure.
I'm in my house all the time, whether Amy's here or not, and I'm just in the like out loud, just suicide if suicide, and like this is gonna get me in trouble someday because I'm practically shout singing it all the time, and someone's gonna walk by and just hear suicide, suicide if you ever try. And that's literally, Amy can attest, that's literally the only lyrics I know to that song.
Good song, dude.
Thanks,
I do
man.
that all the time though, where a song is like in my head and I'll sing like the words I know, then I'll get to the part I don't know. And it's like, everybody knows I'm gonna do.
That what? There's
Is that
Amy
right?
confirming he's been doing this for months. Yeah, I really.
I'll
I'll change out the
Googling.
lyrics. Who be
You think about Googling the lyrics so you knew more than that one line?
I've heard it multiple times. The other lyrics don't stick in my head. It's just suicide if you ever try to let go.
I have an embarrassing addendum to that. So
Wait,
you've heard the lyrics, but like they just don't stick. You
Yeah.
still like just mumble it.
Yeah.
So the song, like the trailer for Fallout 76 was the West Virginia Mountain Mama. Like
Yeah.
for some
Country
reason, whenever I
roads.
hear that song, my brain immediately thinks California instead of West Virginia. And even though I know it's West Virginia, if I ever sing that or hum that, my brain's just like, California. No, that's not right. But every time I cannot get California out of my brain in that song, and it makes no fucking sense there.
Well, I mean, Mountain Mama. There's mountains in California. I could get
Yeah,
that.
but it's like SMH. I think smell my hand before I think shaking my head, and I always have, and I always will. It's just
Smell my-
my brain cannot. Yeah.
You
that's another
goddamn
addition.
fool! Smell my hand. I can't. I mean,
I've always thought that first, and I can't stop.
I mean, I guess I can't blame you. There's plenty of acronyms that I probably don't know the definition to, so I suppose
That's
that's
true. I run into that a lot. I don't know if everyone just doesn't know them and people just use them in the context where they think they belong, or if everyone's just more knowledgeable than me. But there's so much shit these days that just gets thrown around where I see it and I'm like, I think I pretty much know what that message is meant to mean. I don't
I
need
had to
those
ask
last
Molly
three
what
words.
uwu was because I thought uwu was underwater undies the first time I saw it. Because my brain was just like, oh, it must be underwater undies. That doesn't make sense. But what else would it be?
What else would it be? That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Wait,
so,
okay.
like-
This is interesting because there's disagreement in chat. Some people think SMH stands for so much hate. Some people think it's shake
No, it
my
does
head.
not.
Yeah, it's
no,
it's
it stands for shake my head.
Shaking my head. No, it's not so much hate.
So much hate.
So much hate. That's not what it is.
What was the thing? Oh, do you remember the story? I forget if this was true or not, but there was a story where someone texted a friend of theirs, like a parent texted a friend of theirs, LOL, meaning lots of love, whenever they'd lost somebody.
Oh yeah,
But-
no, that's a classic like Facebook thing.
Yeah.
Where someone's mom thought LOL meant lots of love, and something happened in the family, and mom texted them and was like, "Hey, I just need to let you know, last night your grandmother's condition got worse, and she died. She passed in her sleep. It was peaceful, but just so you know, we're gonna have the funeral on Saturday. LOL." I was like,
No, I thought it was word for word. Yeah.
OFC. What does OFC mean? I think I know what that means, but
Of fucking course. I don't know.
okay, yeah. I thought it meant a fucking course.
I always forget that the F is in there because I see OF and I think of, and I see C. I'm like, oh, of course. But it's a fucking course. But my brain omits the F because I just see the word of. I feel like I'm really giving like a full disclosure of how my brain works today. And I don't know if I
What
should.
other embarrassing stuff do you think of, Wade? Keep coming. We fuck these other topics. Let's just talk about Wade's brain.
I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember. Oh, Bunny just messaged me. So Bob, do you remember when we were at PopCon a few years ago and we had the Brawl event and we were talking to people about how the winner got so and the loser had to get a tattoo?
You mean how most of the money? Oh yes, I do remember that. That was a good one.
Yeah, so I didn't know the difference between henna and hentai, so I spent the day going around telling people at the convention that the loser had to get a hentai tattoo. And I specifically remember a young kid who had to be no older than 10, and their parents, who I was like, yeah, well, the loser's got to get a hentai tattoo on their lower back.
Well, too. It was like, I can see the whole scene. It was a little kid and it was a mom and the dad.
Yeah.
And you said that and the kid was like, and the mom was like, I wonder what that is. And the dad was like, what is that?
Yeah, that actually happened. The entire weekend I was telling people, yeah, you gotta come. The loser's gotta get a hentai tattoo. And then Craig like pulled me aside. There was like a closed Starbucks, and we were like as part of this. I don't know if it's part of the hotel. It was part of the hotel.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, and he pulled up on his phone. He's like, "Wait, I'm going to show you what hentai is, and you'll never confuse the two again." And he was right. I have never confused the two again.
Yeah.
I so wish you had tweeted about your hentai tattoo.
Oh my god, I might have. I hope I didn't. It was that was a pretty embarrassing moment whenever Craig showed me that video, and I realized that I immediately thought of that kid and his parents, and I was like, they reacted kind of weird to that, but whatever.
He showed you a video?
Yeah, Craig showed me a video of hentai, and he's like, this is what hentai is.
I thought hentai was just the drawings.
There's animations too, right?
Well, I know that. I didn't know that was also called hentai. Because hentai in Japanese just means pervert, I think.
Oh.
You would have corrected me. So apparently Bunny and other people thought that like I was intentionally just being like that. Because I do that sometimes. I admit I do. I am intentionally stupid sometimes.
No, I'm gonna Google this. No, hang on. Wait.
But,
don't show your screen, Mark. Be careful.
Yeah. Apparently no one corrected me because they thought I was intentionally saying hentai all day. So that was the thing.
Isn't there a specific? Oh, okay. I've been on the internet for quite some time. I'm well aware of what hentai is. Everyone's like, "Oh, you sweet summer child." I've seen my fair share of tentacles. Thank you very much. But I thought there was a different word for
my sweet share of tentacles.
I thought there was a different word for like video. I guess video hentai and like regular hentai.
You're right, Mark. It's actually called Jap Hentai-mation.
That's the one. That's the one. Everyone, see, I knew I was right.
Hentai-mation. You're
Jap
right.
Hentai-mation.
I found it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the term.
I know my way around a hentai. I do. I know it. I understand it.
Like a grandpa trying to prove he knows about Facebook.
I know about it. I've seen it. No, manga is not. No, manga is Japanese like graphic novels. That's completely
manga are
different.
those books you jerk off to that aren't porn.
Exactly.
It's just regular books, you know.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it once or twice.
Are you watching hentai right now, Mark?
No, I'm reading chat.
Oh, okay.
Both my hands are in front of the camera. My hands are above.
Taking care of business right now. I just asked if you were watching.
My hands are above.
You can click play and then move your hands above, you know.
Yeah, well, so they're just here. Just saying, my hands are above in the webcam. My hands
No
are in
denial.
view.
Just, yeah, my hands are here.
My hands are here. My hands are up here.
Nothing bad could possibly be happening if my hands are above the desk.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got a little off topic from the VR concert.
Slightly. Speaking of living creatures that aren't humans, yesterday was International Dog Day.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Submitted by Sam Maxwell. Thanks, Sam. Yeah. Did you guys do anything fun with your puppies?
No, I didn't even realize it was International Dog Day. I was
honestly didn't either, but I posted a picture or something, I think.
I mean, I was editing a video all day yesterday, so I didn't see much of my dogs.
Did one of us ever mistake Yif for Yeet? I don't know that. Did I do that? I don't remember doing that one.
Sounds like a thing you would do.
Yif for Yeet?
What is Yif? Is Yif something?
Yif is a furry term for the sex.
Mark downloaded a game on my computer called Yifalicious.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, so this game is ridiculous. It's a furry sex simulator.
Before you describe fully what it is, the context from my perspective was Mark was in town and he asked to come over and record at my setup, and I was like, yeah, sure, man, go ahead.
Yeah.
Install whatever Steam games you need to do, whatever you need to do. And so after being in there for a while, he calls me in. And he's like, Wade, you think I can post this game? Now go ahead and describe what you showed me.
So this game is hilarious, by the way. It's
sounds like it.
So it's a furry sex simulator game, and it's like physically enabled, but it's not well enabled. The physics are not good in it, so it's very easy to break. I was heavily debating if I could censor it enough to post a video about it, because what I ended up getting is like the two characters in the game were going at it, and there's like a thrusting engine that just makes them thrust no matter what.
Oh, God.
But if you can position them, what? There were two.
There were three characters. You had two rhinos and a giraffe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So thrusting, but if you pose them in the wrong spaces, you could just get them to spin at like 200 miles an hour. And you can get like the limbs to stretch out from room to room. So I'm sure that people have fun with this game in different ways than the ways that I had fun with it. But you can completely break all the physics in the game. And the conclusion was that I probably could not figure out a way to censor it enough that I could post a video of it. And probably posting a video about it anyway would look bad for me. So it was...
The physics were so horrible, but it was like
it was so
they did
broken.
their best to give every part of like the humanized giraffe body jiggle physics too.
Yeah.
So it was this horribly animated. Like you could like create like a little bit of an animation. So it was this horribly animated like thrusting rhino and a giraffe with just like human boobs bouncing.
It's a fascinating world. It's a fascinating look into the world of how far talented people will go to try to make something like that, because it was clear that a lot of work went into it, but man, it was just really, really, really funny to look at.
I just expected, he was gonna play some like horror games, maybe something like silly. When he called me in to see what he was working on, and it was a giraffe being nailed against the wall by two rhinos, it just kind of caught me off guard. And then, of course, I forgot to delete the game off my desktop. So someone came over like, wait, what's Yifalicious? And I was like, oh, God. Oh, no, that is on my computer.
You're on some lists now, Wade, just so you know.
What lists would he be on? Are furries just trolling through people's computers, hacking into certain places?
I don't know that like typical furries play Yifalicious. I feel like that's a specific part of the fandom, probably.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know either, but like that.
People are trying to find it in my chat, and they're like, "How do I find this game?" I can whisper you the link. I'm seeing.
Oh, God.
I've opened a can of worms. Actually, I didn't even bring this up. Wade, you have opened a can of worms.
Wade, you opened this can of worms.
Yeah.
Well, years ago, Mark opened the can. I just still have the can, and I decided to show him the can that I kept.
Look at this can. Look at these worms. This is what you did.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy International Dog Day.
Yeah, happy International Dog Day. Speaking of animals that are delicious to eat, have you guys heard about this new craze coming out of Popeye's Louisiana chicken this week?
Yeah, man.
Submitted by Jessica Carnes, Latasha Forrest, Catherine Sweet, Madison Bullock, and probably several other people on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Meisker. I'm going to plug the shit out of it. I'm not going to stop. Do it. Follow me. So apparently Popeyes, which is a fast food chain, it's like a fried chicken, like Southern food, Louisiana food chain, released a new chicken sandwich that's literally just like fried chicken, pickles, a brioche bun. It's like their take of like a Chick-fil-A sandwich, but better. And people are losing their fucking minds about it and going crazy. And there was a 103% increase in traffic in Popeyes restaurants in the week following the release of this sandwich. And people were like tweeting pictures of like them with a bag of 10 sandwiches. And like, I think it was one of the guys who's in Migos who tweeted a picture and was like, "Hey, I got a bunch of these sandwiches, $1,000 for one of them." Like, people are, people are freaking out. I haven't had one. Have you guys had one? I guess probably not.
No, I don't even know where the closest Popeyes to me is. I usually just like, I've always gone to like the grocery store to get fried chicken, or else like a KFC or something. But like, I've ordered Chick-fil-A.
The thing is, like, I'm sure it's good, but why it physically cannot be that good. It just can't. Like a chicken sandwich, if you get a good chicken sandwich, you're like, that was a good chicken sandwich. You don't lose your mind over it, right?
I mean, there is something about a good fried chicken sandwich that is like, it's like a higher level of sandwich. Like, if I was offered like a regular cheeseburger and like the best chicken sandwich that exists, the chicken sandwich obviously would be on a whole other level. It's a top tier fast food sort of thing. But yeah, it can't be that good. Like, it just can't be that good. It can be good. It can't be that good.
I will continue this in just a sec. I have to pee so bad. I'll be right back. I'll be back in just as quick as I can. I won't even wash my hands. I promise.
Don't. You better not.
I won't.
It's better for your immune system.
I won't. I
Don't
promise.
do
I won't do it. Okay. Be
So
right back.
chicken, is it pronounced brioche?
Brioche, yeah.
Brioche, pickles, Cajun, spicy Cajun bun. I mean, it sounds good, but keeps the formula simple. Buttermilk battered, hand-breaded chicken fillet on toasted brioche bun, topped with pickles and either mayo or spicy Cajun spread. So, I mean, Molly would definitely be the spicy Cajun spread. I don't like stuff on my sandwiches though, so mine would just be the chicken.
What?
Because I'm boring.
You
I actually don't mind like ketchup
on your sandwich. Okay. Well,
if you get like a double cheeseburger or something and it's in the middle of the two patties, but if it gets on the bun and the bun gets soggy, I can't eat it. I cannot handle a soggy bun.
How long do you wait before eating your burgers? You
almost
order it
instantaneous. Bob, the most I get on my burgers are cheese. Burger. The most I get on a burger is cheese and bacon. That's it.
You live a sad life.
I do, but honestly, I appreciate the taste of good meat because there's no other flavors.
If you're getting fast food, I hate to break it to you, it's not good meat.
Well, no, but when you actually cook a good burger at home, or you go to a restaurant that actually makes a good burger, I can really appreciate that. It's kind of like whenever you go out and get a fillet and it's like, do you want sauce? Like, no, you don't have to dip this fillet in sauce. It's good enough as it is. It's like, okay.
I appreciate that sentiment, but unless it's like a Wagyu beef or something, unless it's something that's like hard to get in the world because there's not very much of it that exists. There's no ground beef in the world that's so delicious that it could not be improved by making a burger into like a full.
I fully respect your opinion on that.
Experience.
What did I miss? What kind of war are we fighting?
Wade's a bad person, Mark.
I agree. Wade, you suck. You suck. You suck, Wade.
Because I don't like stuff on my burgers except for cheese and maybe
Oh
bacon.
God, are we talking about this? Yeah, Wade, you are a freak.
There we go. That's the spirit.
Yeah, Wade, you're a freak. I don't understand that.
I get my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches with no pickles.
That's fine. That's not
That's
nearly
fine.
as
That's
weird
okay, that's fine.
as the burgers plain. Like
Not liking pickles is acceptable.
I don't like mayonnaise.
Not liking a burger that's delicious is stupid.
I hate mustard and I hate mayonnaise.
How do you
I
hate
said it.
both of those? Those are I get
they're
if you
both
don't like
gross.
mayonnaise or you don't like mustard. I'm a mayonnaise over mustard sort of person. I'd rather have like ketchup and mayonnaise on a burger. But
Yeah, I can handle ketchup on a burger.
why don't you like flavor?
but
Why don't you like delicious crafted
I love
burgers
ketchup, just
where
not
the
on my
chef-
burgers.
The chef thought very carefully about what sauces and toppings to put onto it so that when you consume the burger, it's a symphony of flavors. There's crispy greens or lettuce. There's an onion ring that's greasy but somehow slimy in a good way. And there's
Wade,
What?
of all
Just-
the
and cheese and patty are good enough flavor for me.
They're not.
Of all the people in the world, like Wade, you have the worst taste in food. Like you,
I don't. I really don't. Like I've met so many
okay.
people that are so much
Look,
pickier than me. I
we
eat
could
fish.
go-
I eat shrimp. I eat I'll eat Indian food.
You
I'll
eat
eat Thai
fish with
food.
nothing on it. You eat shrimp with nothing on it.
You
Look, we
will.
could go down a
Shrimp, I put
very deep
ketchup on my
rabbit hole.
fish.
We could go down a very deep rabbit hole about this topic. I'm gonna let you enjoy your food the way you want to, but I just want to say your whole thing about how you're not picky. That
I'm
other
picky,
people are
but I'm
picky,
not ridiculously
no,
picky. I will eat.
You're one
I
of the
will find
pickiest
stuff to eat.
eaters that I know.
you are the pickiest
You
eater
groan
that
about
I know.
everything. Even when you get something you do want, you groan about it. It's not crispy. I'm not the kind of like. You are very picky, Wade, and that's fine. You can be a picky eater.
We
but
have
the
accepted
fact
this.
that you are so vehemently opposed to the notion that you're an extremely picky eater is what
I am a
gets to
picky
me.
eater. I will not.
You're picky.
I'm
You're
not
very picky.
denying that, but I'm not like ridiculous. I've seen some
Name-
pretty ridiculously picky
Name
eaters.
name
I will
name someone
find
who's more
something
picky.
almost
Name
anywhere.
name someone.
Name a celebrity who's pickier than you.
Name anybody.
Patrick, I didn't call you out, but Patrick's pretty picky. Patrick, yep, Patrick's in check.
That's
He's pickier
true.
than I am.
Patrick is pretty selective, but he acknowledges it. He came over to our house.
Pat,
and
you
we
are
had
pickier
made
than I
food,
am. You're
and he
pickier
was
than I am,
like-
Pat.
And
I called you out.
I didn't know what Pat liked, and like Mandy and I made some food, and we didn't make anything that Patrick really cared for because we just made a couple things, and he didn't say a word. He wasn't like, I don't like, I'm not going to eat. He grabbed a plate and he grabbed a couple things and he had some bites, and he was soup. If it was you and I had made stuff that had like mustard on it or something, you would have gone up and been like, is there mustard on these? Oh God, I hate mustard. I guess I can't. You can't wipe mustard off. You would have made like a whole thing about it. Patrick may be pickier than you, but he's less obstinate about the topic than you are. It drives me crazy.
Ooh, ooh. Sorry, it just drives me crazy. Makes me think of the song. I am picky, and if I get a burger that has everything on it, I will not eat it. I give it to Molly, or I save it for someone else for later. I just can't. It just ruins it. There's no point in me scarfing it down. I'll just be hungry until the next meal.
You did, Patrick. I was trying to give you credit. He literally tried everything we made and was like,
I
that's pretty
try
good,
things.
and was really
I do
nice.
try things.
Even though we made a bunch of stuff that I've subsequently learned was like not really food that Patrick enjoys eating.
Here-
He didn't say a goddamn word about it.
Here's the difference, Wade, I think, is because there are things that I definitely don't like. I think everyone has things that they don't like. I will try them again if it's been a while since I last had it. I will give it another chance. You
I've
never
done
give
that
anything
too.
a second. No, you never give anything a second chance. Once you
That
think
is-
you
You
don't.
know how many times I've tried tacos or enchiladas or
No, I don't.
burritos?
No, I don't. Because every time I've suggested it,
Any of those? Wade.
I've never eaten Mexican food with you. Ever.
Remember when we were
Ever.
at Mark's house
Because
planning
every
the
time I
tour,
try
and
it,
the
it just
only
makes me
food was
feel sick.
Chipotle?
Here's the
You
thing.
feel sick.
There's a restaurant that has like a steak with cheese and shrimp. I can eat that. That's perfectly good. That's I forget, it was I forget what the name of it was, but like that was fine. But I cannot handle anything with a burrito around it or a crunchy shell. I've tried. I have tried different Mexican restaurants. I've tried the cheap ones. I've tried homemade ones. I've tried nice sit-down Mexican restaurants. And a taco tastes like asshole no matter where I've had it. whether it's chicken and cheese only, whether it's beef and cheese only, whether it's got the lettuce, whether it's got whatever the hell else comes on it, that it just tastes like rectum to me. It's so gross. I do not understand how someone could ever crave a taco. It's the worst tasting thing I've ever. I would rather lick dirt.
This is the context, chat. Mark and I get really mean about this with Wade whenever it comes up. This is the context.
I get mean because you guys get mean. I was perfectly respectable.
You're not being mean to us. You're being mean to the entire Mexican people.
Do the tacos have feelings?
Does culture have feelings? I don't know. Does culture experience your anger, Wade?
I made a dish, a Mexican dish called pollo con piña. That was really good. But people are so hyped about tacos and burritos, and I'm such a monster for not liking them, but they taste like asshole.
I mean, to make a blanket statement like that doesn't make any sense. That's like saying I don't like soda because all soda tastes like assholes, which ignores completely the fact that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of different soda manufacturers with hundreds or thousands of different recipes.
Different ones.
Then you've only tried the wrong ones. There's no way.
I've tried the Taco John's. I've tried homemade. I've tried sit-down Mexican restaurants. I've tried at least 3 or 4 different sit-down restaurants. I've tried at least 2 or 3 different homemade ones. I've tried them.
Did you get like beaten up while you were eating a taco or something? Is this psychological? Did you have a huge plate of tacos and burritos and you were just enjoying them, and then someone came and took a dump on your head, and from now on, regardless of what's actually in front of you, that's the reference that your brain has? So it's like emotional scarring.
It was miserable growing up because I had various different babysitters, and it was like you were kind of like, as a kid, it's like whatever they made, you were responsible. You had to eat, and so many times it was like people wanted sloppy joes, which I also don't like, or tacos. And there were so many times it was like I could tolerate the sloppy joes. I ate them, but like I didn't like them.
You don't like the
tacos? Tacos, I just flat out could not. Like I'd take a bite and I felt like I wanted to throw up. I lost my appetite immediately every time I had a taco.
That
is still true.
If I had magic powers, I would create a scenario where, Wade, you are trapped on an island and you have a box that only spits out tacos and burritos, and there's no other food on the island.
Do I get a gun with a single bullet?
No, just to see what would happen. There's a pile of dirt. There's a pile of dirt, and there's a box with unlimited tacos. And those are your 2 choices for food, and I just want to see what happens.
Here's what would happen. I can already tell you. I would take the taco. Yep. I would try to break off parts of the shell that have nothing on them and survive on just those little bits.
Wait, I would like to conduct like to conduct an experiment where literally I make a burger, but in the shape of a taco, and put it in a taco shell and feed it to you. I'm 100%.
I might be able to handle a burger in that. Like the shell itself is not gross.
No way.
But I've never had a good taco. Wait, the chicken, the beef, the cheese are all horrible.
What is it?
How that works?
What is it?
Food works.
What is it about the chicken, the cheese, the lettuce? What is it about that makes it horrible?
All of it. It's just all bad. I don't know.
That defies the laws of physics and reality and everything. That's not how
understand
it
it either.
Then it's in your mind. Then that's
the combination of those 3 things.
No,
like
it's
the cheese, the
in
meat,
your mind. It's in your mind.
It has to be psychological.
It's
I'm
psychological.
Convinced.
That's the only explanation for it.
Something happened with tacos in your life. One time your brothers made you a taco shell full of shit and told you that's what tacos were, and you ate it, and you're scarred forever. Or
there is some repressed memory.
Something.
I don't like sloppy joes either. I don't know. Someone told me it could be cilantro. I don't like, but I swear I've had the meat without that in there too.
Yeah,
some people
every taco you ever had cilantro.
What if that's it? Some people have a biological disposition to cilantro. Cilantro tastes like soap to certain people. You need to try cilantro by itself to see if that's the solution, because cilantro is in the majority, especially fancy restaurants. I'm dead serious, Wade. I want to see this just because if that's the answer, that explains everything.
I think it probably is.
That would explain everything. Like if that's the case, then I get it. That would explain why the taco shell by itself is okay, because if cilantro is in any part of the food, the rice, the meat, the cheese, the vegetables, if it's in there and you don't like it, that would explain it. And if it's not that, then you're just a picky douchebag.
That is my best guess. But like honestly, I've lived my life thus far fine without dealing with it, so I just whatever.
There is a thing where cilantro literally tastes like soap to certain people. There is that thing.
I mean, that's not far off of how horrible I think that food tastes.
There is a
It's like the
possibility.
moment it hits my mouth, I just like my gag reflex kicks in and I just want to go hurl.
Because that wouldn't be a preference thing. That is literally like some people, their taste receptors respond to cilantro like it's soap. And that I would understand. That could make sense.
Well, let's just hope that that's it then. Maybe you guys won't see me as an alien anymore.
Well, we'll make it a video. Make a video. Just make a video.
Yeah, record it. If you're gonna eat a bunch of cilantro,
I mean, it's
one, eat a
instant. Like, it's
lot,
instant
and two,
throw up.
record
I
it.
don't want to throw up.
Well,
It's
no,
instantaneous.
I will change my opinion about you being a picky eater if you do this, because then that would say that there is a literal difference in your taste.
I love you guys to death, but your opinion of me has never influenced me, and I don't know that it will now. I am not one like, I'm pretty thick skinned, so if people have a shitty opinion of me, it is what it is. I'm used to, everyone has hated on me since I was 4 years old about not liking tacos. I'm just used to it at this point. It's just on a larger scale with all these people watching and shitting on me for
Okay,
it. Okay,
then I just want to know for scientific reasons, because I've never met someone that has a genetically different taste bud than me. It's like Bob, Bob can't imagine things in the same way that I can, and that's fascinating to me. I think if you don't taste in the same way as me, that's fascinating.
Yeah, you do wonder, not to change the subject, but the addendum to it. I do wonder if people like see colors differently or see or smell like, are all of our senses unique to us? Taste and everything else. Like, do I experience a burger differently than you do? Obviously, I do to some extent, but like, that's another topic. That's another topic.
I think interpretive like sensations like taste and stuff is different, but as far as light goes, light is always the same spectrum. Like that, it's always going to be the same because that's physically different. But
well,
maybe.
I do find that interesting though, because even if theoretically you could create two eyeballs that interpreted the light waves differently. So like through one eyeball, blue looks like blue. Through the other one, blue looks like red or something. Like somehow they shift the spectrum in the way that they perceive light. The way that humans are trained kind of normalizes that all back to the same understanding of what colors are colors. And I've thought about, this is nonsense and we don't have to talk about it, but I've thought about this in the context of like color blindness, because I find it really interesting. How does someone who I get the color blindness where you can't distinguish colors, where they sort of blend is an issue, but like there are also forms of color blindness where colors are switched or whatever, right? Where you see one color as another in terms of how everyone else perceives it. But like how does a colorblind person know that what the blue they think is blue is actually red, except that every other person is like, that's not blue, that's red or whatever. Like it's like a social construct, what that understanding of how we experience the world.
Yeah, I think like naming like things is just like a part of labeling, and that can be definitely open up in interpretation. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, but color blindness is a thing. I would say color blindness is actually a factor that kind of shows that color is the same no matter what, because color blindness is in a lot of different ways, but they can be categorized into like physically deficient color blindness in that they don't have a certain color rod in their eye, or like the neurological deficient color blindness where they mix up certain colors. But colors are only named in the specific spectrum of energy that light wave is. And those spectrums of energy are always going to be the same, whether someone is colorblind and they are missing this segment of that spectrum of energy and they cannot detect that, or they can't detect the upper and lower spectrum of those energies. The energy in light is always the same. So the color and the representation is kind of irrelevant, because so long as the information is still being obtained in the specific order that it is, like how it affects you is a moot point. Like it's always physically going to be the same. That's my mindset.
Yeah, I think it's just interesting because it's the way that like how you see the world, how how something feels when you hold it in your hand. Existentially is kind of subjective. Everyone may have a completely unrelated experience, but we all relate to each other, and so everything, we find common terms and we find common definitions, but they don't necessarily mean as much in relatively speaking. when you're trying to describe your personal perception of reality. It's just really cool, man. Maybe we're a dream of babies having, you know?
Well, I'm glad that we agree that me not liking certain foods is normal now.
That's not what we agreed.
That's not what we said. You are a freak. You are a freak.
Assuming it's cilantro that I don't like. Normally, the reason I have issues with food isn't actually flavor; it's texture. But Mexican food has been like the one thing where it's consistently like just both or the flavor. But usually, texture is what gets me. Like something, I'll bite into something, and if I don't like the way it feels in my mouth, I don't want to eat it, even if it tastes good. That's usually the reason I'm picky is texture. But tacos and stuff is just, the flavor hits my tongue and it's just like, I'd rather be dead than continue chewing.
I wonder if a lot of these like questions and these theories and even these arguments that we're having with Wade being wrong like this, if they boil down to this idea that like, it's kind of like a glass half full, glass half empty kind of thing. It's people perceiving others as being either more similar to ourselves or more different. Like it's like whether the bias is towards like you, me, we different but we similar, or you, me, we different, you nothing like me. And if like that's kind of like the mindset. And I guess I kind of like gravitate towards we're all more similar than each other, which is like, wait, you can't possibly not like that. You're dumb. Or like with colors, it's like, we're all human, right? And kind of like leading towards that bias, as opposed to, we're all different, and it's like maybe we see different colors, or maybe your tastes just work fundamentally different, and it's kind of like. That's overgeneralizing it, but I wonder if that's kind of what it leads down to, at least the origination of the questions in the first place.
I also wonder if people have different, like, various amounts of taste buds or, like, abilities to taste flavors. I know my aunt used to work at Coca-Cola, and I went in with her one day, and they had, like, this taste test, and they let me participate, where they had, like, 5 cups of water. Normally it was like different sodas or whatever, but in this case it was water. And they said something like a very small percentage of the population could drink all 5 of these and find a difference. Most people would taste all 5 of them and taste the same one, but they changed a very minuscule thing. But to me, the 1 cup of water that was different than the others was very obvious. I took a sip of that water and I was like, ugh, that one is different and not good. And like, maybe I'm just more sensitive to different tastes. I don't know.
It could be.
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
Oh yeah, it is a thing. Yeah.
Like a small percentage of people, like usually the sodas were pretty easy to differentiate, but the water was usually pretty tough. But I'm very sensitive to water. I can usually get bottled water because like the tap water here is horrible. If I take a sip of our tap water, again, it's like the cilantro. It hits my mouth and I feel like I'm drinking poisony muck pond water. Even if it's filtered, it's still like not good. It's tolerable but not good. So it's like there's only certain waters that I can drink and actually think that it tastes good. A lot of restaurants around here, like very obviously, will just serve you tap water, and that water to me tastes like ass.
But Cincinnati tap water's so good.
Certain places it is, but certain, like there's some spots. I feel like the house I'm in, the tap water's not good. Some of the restaurants, I know, like down in Old Milford, there's a whole line of restaurants down there, and there's like a brewery down there and stuff. And I forget which restaurant. I went down there with a couple people, a couple months ago, and the food was fantastic. But I asked for a glass of water, and I remember taking a sip of the water, and it was just like, it tasted just like our tap water at home. And I was like, I had to get something else to drink because I could not drink that water.
That's interesting. Well, and maybe this is just because I'm a person without any taste and I'll do whatever, but I can tell the difference. And maybe I'm not as sensitive as I like to think I am, but like when we travel, Manny and I travel a fair deal. When we go back to Ohio or we travel other places, I always can tell. I can taste the distinct difference in the tap water. It tastes, more minerally, or like it's got a little iron in it or something in it, or it's sulfury or whatever. Like water is very different. But it takes a lot to like gross me out. Like it tastes different, but that's just different tasting water. If it doesn't bother me if it doesn't taste like pure water, I still just drink it. And like maybe that comes from growing up. We would do vacations in Michigan where we went to like, we'd go camping and drink well water, and well water tends to be pretty sulfury. It can be kind of skunky almost, but like. I can tell those differences. I feel like I'm not unsensitive to that. But I've rarely have I had tap water or I drank it and I was like, oh, gross, can't do it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like I drink it and I'm like, oh, it's kind of sulfury. All right.
Yeah. I mean,
Traveling around, I use bottled water to like brush my teeth and rinse my mouth out afterward. If I don't have like a Listerine or something, I use bottled water to rinse my mouth out, because putting like the hotel water in my mouth different places sometimes makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up.
yeah. I mean, I guess I'm kind of towards Bob's. Like, I'm of the mindset, like, my personal experience to a lot of things is irrelevant if it doesn't actually matter. Like, if it doesn't make a big difference. If, like, I'm thirsty, there's very little that I won't drink unless I think it's actually going to do me physical harm. Like, and that's kind of like just the way I am. Like, what?
If I'm thirsty,
nothing.
there's very little I won't drink.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Just
If
put some liquid in front of me and I'll hook it right up.
I mean, no, I'm serious. Like, for me, like, I don't give a shit. Like, if I need something, I'll do whatever it is, because for me, it's like my personal experience towards it is irrelevant to the base need of the fact that my body is lacking in H2O. There's some H2O in this brick here, so I'll suck it out of it. Like, that's the way I kind of operate most of the time. It doesn't mean that I don't prefer a nice, crisp, clean glass of water usually, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, water's water. For me.
All right, so you will actually drink urine, and yet it's weird that I don't like a food that you like.
I would drink piss, yeah, if I had to.
We were trying to let it go, Wade. We were trying to be amicable about this.
Yeah.
Amicable?
No, you
Amicable?
guys went full out assault mode.
Well, because it's fucking weird that not that you'd say that you don't like tacos for any specific reason, but that you say that every taco and burrito that exists tastes like ass.
To
which
me.
is clearly not
Specifically to
true
me.
because everyone eats them except for you and like 6 other people.
I've never said they actually they're bad. I said they are bad
The
to
exact
me.
quote
That was
you
exact.
said
That is.
every taco I've ever had tasted like ass.
Well, it does to me. That is my experience with them. I understand that I'm in the minority here. I totally
No,
get
but
that
that's
people
not how
love
you
them.
phrase it. That's not how you
Okay.
phrase it.
I
If
have
you want
no
to take that
issue with
stance, I
tacos
will accept
existing.
it.
Okay,
Okay.
here's let me phrase this properly.
Okay.
I personally have never enjoyed a taco, enchilada, or burrito, and I fully understand that I'm in the minority because they're so prevalent. Like, that is, I think more people in our country like Mexican food than like even American food, Italian, any other food almost. It is such a craved food. I get that it must be fantastically delicious in everyone else's experience, but my experience of them is that they are horrible and I hate them. But that is my personal experience, and I understand, to be clear, that that is not how most people perceive it. I don't think that you are wrong for liking tacos. I just can't help the fact that I have never enjoyed one.
So what we need to do is, Bob, we need to set up an experiment. What we'll do is we'll have a taco, and then we'll have someone's entire ass on another plate. And Wade, you will do a taste comparison blindfolded to see which one is which. And we'll put a tortilla shell around the ass just to make sure everything's on the up and up. Sound fair?
I would honestly, that's a joke scenario, but I would be very interested in doing like a get together. Wade, you can watch and help if you want. Cook some tacos and burritos, like one where it's literally just like ground beef, which I think you would find agreeable. Basically a burger cooked into ground beef, put in like a dry taco shell with no seasoning, maybe some salt, no cheese even, just to see if it's like ground beef in something that's not a bun.
That's
So
a great.
You don't like sloppy joes also? Is
No.
it that you don't like crumbly ground beef? Is
Maybe.
that an issue?
Someone also said it could be like a sauce, like a taco sauce. Or
What
kind of sauce is put in sloppy joes?
What we have to do.
Like it's kind of like barbecue. I don't know.
What we have to do is we have to go in steps. We have to start with tortilla shell. Then we
There's
have
got
to
to be
start
some
with
specific
beef.
aspect that you don't like.
Yeah, we
and I
gotta
would love to know what
stack
it is.
them independently from each other and see where the problem is. And I'm betting it's cilantro. I bet it's cilantro.
But then why doesn't he like sloppy joes? Because those are pretty agreeable.
Well,
They're
he
kind
said
of
he
like
he
a
said he would
handle,
eat
but
them.
still
Like
tough.
sloppy joes, I get. Like
Okay.
sloppy joes, like
Yeah,
I
it's-
would.
They don't make you barf.
I
It's
wouldn't
different.
go out of
It's
my
different.
way to get a sloppy Joe, to be perfectly honest. If a sloppy Joe was in front of me, I'd be like, all right, okay, I'll eat it. Much like piss or a brick
The
with
other thing
some
about
water
sloppy
on
joes is they are very moist and the bun gets soggy. And like I said before, I cannot stand a soggy bun.
I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that.
The texture, it's the texture of like, even if you get one like a really greasy burger, if you get it and like the grease just sogs that part of the bun, I have to rip that part of the bun off. I cannot.
I
mean, it's just like
I get
soggy.
that. I'm a very texture-based kind of eater. Like mushrooms, I don't like eating them straight, but I love the flavor of mushrooms. I just can't deal with the texture for some reason. Like
I like onion flavoring, but I don't like onions.
Oh, I'll eat onions by the handful. I don't care. Yeah, but yeah, I'm a very texture, so I get that.
But
I just want to know what it is because it's so weird that they make you throw up. And it makes me angry in a way that I can't fully comprehend. It's not your fault, Wade, but I am upset about it.
All right, well that's fair. I hate the idea of doing this, but like maybe one day we will.
We'll do it.
Just I don't want that. I hate that feeling of like whenever you put something in your mouth and instantly your body is trying to reject it. I hate that feeling so much.
I know it's hard to like theorize for you, but do you honestly think if we literally just like cooked up a little ground beef with no seasoning or sauce or anything and put it in a taco shell, would that be enough?
I'd probably want like cheese on it, but even when I've had it with cheese, because I honestly, this is gonna also be weird, but like a plain burger to me is not that good. It needs to have cheese on it.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But I mean, I would try it. I have no idea how my body would react. Rainshi in my chat brought up the fact that sometimes our bodies get used to like rejecting something to the point where like, let's say even you did that and my body did try to reject it. It could just be like a trained response to my brain thinking I'm eating a taco, and my body might just reject it because it always has. So that's also something. I don't know. I don't know what would happen. I'd be willing to try it, but I have no idea what to expect. I just know in my experience, like I remember going out to dinner before I started dating Molly. It was 2012. I went out to dinner with a couple of friends of mine. We went to a Mexican restaurant, and I was like, all right, well, if I'm ever gonna like grow as a person, now's the time to do it, because obviously I need to get back on my feet, whatever else. So I was like, I'm gonna expand my horizons, try foods over again, try to just whatever. And I remember going there and I tried an enchilada, and I think I ate half of it, and like every bite was just like more painful than the last. And I'd rather be at the dentist, like having them drill into my teeth than take another bite. But I didn't want to waste the food, so I tried my best to eat it. But I just suffered through it, and like they were trying to help me. They're like, "Oh, try this, try that." Like they're telling. I didn't even know enchiladas were a thing before I tried them then. So I tried some different stuff, and just like it was the same thing for no matter what I had there.
What about seafood tacos? What about fish tacos?
I've never tried a seafood taco, but I like fish. I don't like crab. I don't like lobster, but I do like fish. I do like shrimp.
Go to Long John Silver's. Get a Baja fish taco. That's a good.
Well,
it's not great. It's not great, but I think no. I'm saying this because I think it's up Wade's alley. I think it's up Wade's alley. I think he would like that specific fish taco.
Full disclosure, yesterday we were kind of pressed for time, so Molly was like, well, I'm gonna go home, and I went and got my head shaved again, and Molly went home and fixed herself something to eat, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm on my own for dinner, I'm gonna get something she never wants. So I actually had Long John Silver's yesterday. I got some of their fish and fish and fries. I like their fish and fries.
Yeah. See, I had a feeling.
Wait, I'm probing this. Have you ever tried nachos or any variety of nachos?
Yes, and I can handle. So I like queso and dipping chips into them. But as soon as you load them up with the greens and the olives and whatever else comes on them, the combination of textures, it's just like getting lettuce and stuff on a burger. It's like that combination of textures just makes me not enjoy it. The flavor's not horrible, but the combination of textures, I just want the crunch and the cheese. As soon as you put other stuff on there, my mouth is just like, what is this shit? You're gonna suffer.
Then get a Baja fish taco with no lettuce, because they destroy that thing with lettuce.
What all comes on a Baja fish taco, if I may ask?
Fish, their weird sauce, lettuce, and wrapped in a tortilla.
Is that like a Southwest sauce or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I'll try it, but I guarantee you that sauce my body will probably reject.
All right. Fair
but I would try it.
Okay.
I don't like
Make
tartar
sure you
sauce
record
either.
it if you do it.
Maybe you'd won't like that, but a fish taco. Then maybe that's a bad idea.
Is it like a
eat it?
tartar sauce?
I think
You
it
get
is like a
Long John
tartar
Silver's,
sauce.
but you don't eat tartar sauce.
Yeah.
No, I dip my
You just
fish
eat
in
that
ketchup.
fish plain. Oh,
No, I dip it in
ketchup.
ketchup.
Okay.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
I like
do the
ketchup
same
a lot,
thing.
so I dip chicken in ketchup, fries in ketchup,
I
fish in
do
ketchup.
fish
Because I was gonna
sticks in
say,
ketchup,
Long
yeah.
John Silver's fish is not good enough to eat without some kind of sauce
No.
on it.
No, it needs ketchup. However, the little crunchy bits are good by themselves.
Mm.
Just like their batter.
I
I
mean,
feel super unhealthy
I'm gonna
even
make some
talking
fish
about it. But I remember
sticks.
crunching into a piece of the batter yesterday. It was so good.
That's good. No, you're not wrong. I do like. They are so bad for you, but man, they are so tasty. I used
It's
to
like
get
Five Guys. Five Guys has got to be like one of the worst things for you ever, but they're so
it's
good.
So good.
But that's the only burger I've ever had in my life where you bite into it and you can just feel an artery filling.
Okay, never
But
mind.
it's
I'm gonna
so
get
good.
Five
Like
Guys
a-
for lunch today.
Like the big bacon cheeseburger with just
yeah.
stuff all over it.
I used to get their double. It was, what was it called? Yeah, the big bacon cheeseburger. It was extra bacon, extra cheese, and nothing
Oh
else.
God.
Fucking the
Oh,
duality
it's
of
like
man
a baconator
here.
with grease in it.
Yeah.
I see a comment that's like ketchup is the worst, followed immediately by ketchup is king. Like that's a freaking
Molly hates ketchup. I love ketchup. Molly hates ketchup.
That's the thing I don't get either. Hating ketchup. I've several people I've met who like hate ketchup, refuse to eat it. I get if you would prefer something else. Like ketchup is kind of plain for me. I would always prefer to have a more exciting sauce, like a hot sauce or something, whatever. But like, what's wrong with ketchup? I don't get that. I don't get what's wrong with it. Is it too sweet? I guess it's kind
People
of
say the same to me about the stuff I don't like. I've never liked salads, and I tried a salad with no dressing whatsoever, and I was like, oh, this is actually not horrible. But no dressing I've ever had on a salad have I liked. I don't like the balsamic vinegars. I don't like ranch. I don't like French. I forget what else you can get on a salad. But I've never liked any dressing I've had on a salad. But just plain lettuce was just like, it's not great, but it's not bad.
I guess
weird.
Yeah, it must be something about your brain making combinations of flavors that's overloading, or something like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I do not like a mixture of things. Like a lot of bland foods I can mix together. Like my mom makes like a fried pork chop meal. It's fried pork chops, it's biscuits, mashed potatoes, peas, and gravy. Now I make a really horrible looking concoction where I cut up everything and mix it all together. But that's like the only meal I can do that for. Most of my meals, it's like kind of like you at Cracker Barrel, Mark, where you want your like side separate. I'm usually like that too, where I do not want my food to mix because whenever I have like flavor overload in my mouth, my body just wants to reject it.
I get it. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't know. That was a weird little like we went down a full path.
Yeah.
You got really
food
mean.
exploration
You've
there.
been really mean lately. Me and Mark. I mean, you got
I
mean, but
didn't-
not to us.
What?
No, we got mean.
I didn't
We
get
got pretty mean.
I
It was
didn't
pretty
get-
mean.
I was willing
It's
to
okay.
understand.
We
I was willing.
reconnected and we were on the same path at the end.
I was willing to like let science be my guide. I was willing to. do that.
Friendship has its turbulences, but we survived it and we're stronger because of it, right, guys?
What you're saying is making me less happy about our interaction.
I had a feeling it would.
All right,
Don't-
we
don't-
gotta
don't
hurry
undo
up.
this.
I gotta get out of here because I gotta record some.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
right.
I leave in 2
Time is
days.
limited.
Yeah.
These we covered a lot of the big ones. I don't know. The topic number 4, I honestly could not care less
Oh,
about
I
myself,
don't
but we
care.
can talk about it.
Yeah,
Really?
sure.
That's a big one for me. I've loved every Marvel movie I've seen, with the exception of the first 2 Thor movies, which were horrible.
Hot take number 1 of 2 that I'm about to drop like fire. I think Marvel movies in general are pretty overrated, and I don't want to poo-poo anyone enjoying them, but I think they're good. They're good because people like Marvel more than they're good because they're fantastic movies. Hot take number 2, I don't like Spider-Man as a superhero, and I find his story very, what's the opposite of compelling? Very boring and uninspiring. That he
Okay.
randomly happened into superpowers and that he's a little kid and his story is repeatedly, I have to learn how to be responsible even though I'm just a high school kid, even though I act way more responsible than any high school kid that's ever lived. That's my hot take. So yeah, Marvel was losing Spider-Man or whatever. Gosh darn
My
it.
opinion is 100% biased because the only comics I ever had growing up were some Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man and Batman were always my 2 favorite heroes, but it's because like I associate them with my dad because my dad bought me like Spider-Man toys and Batman toys, and so whenever I was at his house, I played with those things all the time. So I've got like a nostalgia factor built in to make me appreciate them.
Batman rocks.
Well, okay, here's a counterpoint to that, Wade, because I grew up with Spider-Man comics, and I'm in the same boat as Bob. I couldn't care less. I think the point is that it's like it was relatable when I was younger, but now that I'm older, like I don't really find any connection to that hero or his backstory or anything like that. That doesn't stop me from enjoying it, but the best Spider-Man movie and one of my favorite superhero movies in the past few years has been the animated Spider-Man movie made by Sony. I really enjoyed that one. It was super unique.
Spider-Verse was dope.
Spider-Verse was awesome. Like, it was so awesome and so fun. And the Marvel movies are merely mediocre. I enjoy watching them, but as a throwaway kind of movie. Like, it is just a it is just a one and done, like, okay, cool. I like the idea of a connected universe. I think it's really interesting. And as an overarching concept, that's kind of cool to have this continuing through thread. I don't think everyone in the movie world needs to build a universe. Like, I hate that that's the trend now, because everyone's like, oh, that's where the money is. We got to do that. Like, The Mummy tried to get rebooted because they were trying to make a universe there. Like, so dumb. Like, I think Marvel as a whole has done very well for Disney, so we don't need to be on Disney's side. If there's one company, let alone two, that doesn't need us to brigade and like rant and rave on the internet in their defense, it's Disney.
Yeah, I think Disney's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Well, and so okay, just to create a little context, because we just sort of jumped into opinions. What happened was Sony has the rights to Spider-Man movies. And Spider-Man was incorporated into the Avengers, and they made a deal where basically Disney and Sony were like, look, Sony, you make the solo Spider-Man movies, you keep all the money from that. Disney let the producer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff work on the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, so that they were kind of unified, but they were separate still. And then Tom Holland would be in the Avengers movies as Spider-Man, and then Disney would keep all the profits from all the Avengers movies. And so they were just like separate, but they shared Spooderdo, and they shared Tom Holland. And suddenly, the last Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, is like, I think it's currently the highest grossing MCU movie, which is not a Marvel, it's not an MCU movie, but like it's the highest grossing movie of all of the Marvel characters. It did extremely well nationally in the US and internationally, I believe. And Disney was suddenly just like, hey, you guys are making a bunch of money, huh? Let's say you give us 50% of profits from your Spider-Dude movies. And Sony was kind of like, hey, we had a deal. You keep making Avengers shit and leave us alone. These are the only movies that we make that are, one, any good, and two, actually profitable. We need this. And then Disney was like, all right, well, get the fuck out of our Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fuck you. And I don't really understand why Disney decided to do that. It's super money grubby. And also, I don't know what that really means for Tom Holland Spider-Man, but fuck the MCU, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird how that played out, and I don't understand the motivations other than money.
Sony keep making Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland that would just not include the other Avengers characters? Couldn't they literally just continue the trend?
They've said that Tom Holland will continue to play Spider-Man in Sony Spider-Man movies, but they don't get
only Disney that's hurting from this.
They don't get any MCU characters. They don't get any Thor cameos or whatever. Like, it's just going to be Tom Holland and his bros, and they don't get the producer from the MCU, so they'll have to find someone else to sort of make sure the movie doesn't suck ass. But yeah, I mean, it's just weird. It's just really money grubby, and not that that's out of character for Disney, but like they had a really good thing going. Like, what the fuck? Just keep making Avengers and Spider-Man shit. Everyone loves that shit. They're making billions of dollars on every movie. It's crazy. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I feel like if I was Disney, I would just bite the bullet on this one, because it's like everyone loves Spider-Man, and I feel like, okay, let Sony have this one drop in the well. But I don't know. I guess that's why I'm not a multi-billion trillion dollar company.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, at the end of the day, who cares? Because if it's a surprise that corporations are motivated by money at this point, I don't know why anyone's surprised. Like, it's just like, at the end of the day, Spider-Man movies will still be made. Avengers movies will still be made. Nothing's stopping. They're trying to stoke the fires of outrage for their own personal gain. That's what the corporations are doing right now. And I hate to be like, oh, corporations. I've said that word like 5 times now, and
It's just
I
me.
already feel conspiratorial. But it's like there is a reason that they want to get public opinion on both of them, Sony and Disney. They want to get public opinion on their side, and they want people to butt heads about it because they want to, through leverage of public perception, affect how the deal goes. And it's like the only way to win is not to play. So just like stand back and let them fight it out. Like at the end of the day, they're still gonna make movies.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the corporation talk that's a whole nother deep topic that I probably agree with you on everything on. But for audiences out there, it is unfortunate that like greed gets in the way of just making cool shit and good stuff. Because I like Tom Holland's character. People have their opinions, pro or con, about the last Spider-Man movie or whatever. I could see both sides of it, but overall, I think his character was going through an important growth step. And I can, like, as someone who lost their dad at a young age, I find it relatable that whenever a father figure enters your life, which that's happened to me before. I've had a couple exes I dated where like their dad almost felt like my dad. It was a great feeling having someone in my life that felt like a father figure. And then, a breakup happens and it's like you lose that. And it does hurt. It hurts to lose that whenever you haven't had it. So I find that a relatable thing that he kind of has gone through. Some people thought it was he was a big baby about it. I was like, well, I don't know. I felt for him. I could relate to that. But overall, I think he's gotten a pretty positive response compared to some of the previous Spider-Man actors. And I hate to see that arc might come to an end because of some stupid, greedy business deal.
At the end of the day, I don't think it'll stop the story from being there. There's tons of Spider-Man stories out there to be told in both comic book forms and animation form, not just the new movie, but that sort of stuff doesn't stop the story from being told. So I'm not worried about it.
All right, this is sort of related, but I've been seeing this in chat, and I just want to touch on this. When you said, Wade, that your dad got you Spider-Man and Batman toys, someone started this whole thing of like, oh, Batman's not a superhero, he's just a rich guy. One, if we're talking Marvel, does that mean that you also think Iron Man is not a superhero? Because Tony Stark was a genius, but he's not a super genius. He's just a normal human genius. So if you have a gripe with Batman, you'd better also have a gripe with Iron Man, which I feel like is less common complaint. Two, the thing that makes superheroes is not necessarily that they're freaks of nature who have crazy supernatural powers. I think you can be a superhero. I think Batman is a superhero because, yes, he's rich, which gives him a lot of resources, but he chooses to turn that towards finding justice, and he tirelessly pursues it regardless of the fact that it slowly kills him, that it ruins his life at great personal cost and at great physical and emotional cost. He pursues it because he knows it to be right. His willpower that he uses to pursue justice in his city, I think, is what makes him a superhero, even though it is not supernatural or superhuman. I think it is maybe superhuman. No person actually would have that sort of willpower. But if you're going to be judgy about what makes a superhero, why aren't you judgy about the fact that Superman can do literally anything and he can barely be bothered to get involved in all kinds of different conflicts? This is more complicated than just what are you capable of and do you have crazy ass non-realistic powers? The reason I like Batman as a superhero is because he's not like a magical wizard who came from space and can do anything his mind imagines, because that's bullshit. If you can do anything your mind imagines, you better not fucking lose a fight. You better be you better be a fucking brilliant superhero who wins in every situation. If you're invincible and you can't, Superman better be a fucking superhero. He's fucking invincible, except for kryptonite and whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Batman's a superhero because despite the fact that he'd be killed by a good ninja with a sword or a quick kick in the nuts and then whatever. He's just a person. He still does it, and he survives and he fights and he accomplishes shit that most humans would not be able to accomplish.
And he's an excellent fighter. He's crazy the way he can block punches, give punches. He's learned to fight. The precision, he has a cape he can float around in, sure, but to be precise with it, I mean, he is a fantastical physical specimen with a brilliant mind. sure, he's not like you said, he's not like, the Hulk. He can't just turn green and become invincible. But like, there are definitely fantastic qualities about Batman that make him like a superhero. I've always thought that he was an exceptional superhero as well.
Yeah, I mean, I get really into it. I like Batman. I feel like when people are like, "Oh, he's not even a superhero," it makes me angry because he's one of the few superheroes I really like, because it doesn't impress me when someone with super strength, or someone who's a god, or someone who has a magic ring that conjures anything that they can imagine, except it's green and it's kind of cloudy around the edges. Like, yeah, those are amazing powers. You know why they're superheroes? Because no one else can do that shit. And on Earth, they could kill the entire population if they so chose. But it's impressive that Batman is also a superhero, and he's just a normal person with skills and money.
Yeah,
and justice.
I completely agree. Like, because I think in the very human way, it's all about like marveling at the willpower to overcome something, and that's what every heroic story is about. It's not about like the obstacles can be as big and grandiose as you want, but at the end of the day, it's about someone making the choice and like digging deep and deciding that like, no, I'm gonna see this through to the end. And in a weird way, that also makes the best villains. Like, that makes the best villains. Like, the villains that are like, no, I'm seeing this through to the end because I believe it's right. And, like, the best villains are those that are so convinced that they're right, even though to everyone else around them, they're wrong. Like, in a certain light, Batman could also be the best villain ever. And in a weird way, the Joker is a kind of a perfect foil for that, because
the Joker is one of the best villains that's ever existed. He's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of like theoretical construct of a villain, he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Heath Ledger knocked it out of the park too. I wish we could have gotten another Heath Ledger Joker movie.
Yeah. What could have been. But yeah,
do you guys remember when that casting came out and everyone was so upset? They're like, that guy who played like the pretty boy Knight in that movie Knight's Tale, he's gonna be the joke. Oh, they ruined it. And then it came out and like they zipped their lip real quick.
He was really good.
Yeah.
And then that Suicide Squad movie happened and everyone was like, Jared Leto's a creepy dude, he could do it. And then oops.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Oh man. Whoops.
But then you got a really good Harley Quinn out of it. So hey, all's good. All's good in the world. You win some, lose some. True. Yeah.
I hope Jared Leto went to the premiere of that movie and watched it, and again when the credits rolled at the end, quietly to himself, he was just like, "Ooh, whoopsie," and then he moved on, because he is a talented guy and everything. I don't hate him for that, but man, that was not a good version of Joker.
The thing is, like, it could have been a good version of Joker, but like the way they executed upon it, much like much things in that movie, the ideas were decent, but also why? So,
Purple Lamborghini, purple Lamborghini, look at purple Lamborghini. I don't like that song either. That's a separate issue. I just really didn't like that song, but
at least they had
like his theme song, so it compounded, you know.
I like the main song for that movie, but like the movie was Jared Leto. The whole thing was kind of meh. Did they make a standalone for any of those characters, or were they working on one, or they announced one at one point? Because I thought Will Smith's character was getting another
Deadeye movie.
Yeah, I thought for some reason that was a thing that was in the works, or at least whispered about. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I never paid attention.
The movies, the result of the efforts in that movie certainly did not garner standalones. If that was the sort of effort they were going to have in the standalones. Deadshot. Okay. Yeah, I don't actually know very much about Suicide Squad, because the only experience I have with it is the movie.
They're making a sequel to Suicide Squad?
Oh no, be careful.
Cerulli, is that what you're saying? Is that real? They're making a Suicide Squad sequel?
Yeah, I mean, they're making one right now, yeah.
The production company was like, "Hey, it can't get any worse, right? Let's do this shit."
It did make a lot of money. It won an Emmy, didn't it? It won an Oscar.
I didn't even know that.
For costume.
Oh, well, that's fair. It
Yeah,
was. I mean, the visuals were striking.
Yeah, no,
That's
it looked good. Much like many movies today, sure looked good. Boy,
You
howdy,
look
it looked
cool,
good.
man.
Wait, they're making a movie where how do you pronounce?
Oh, that's right.
Joaquin or
James.
Joe? How do you pronounce his
Joaquin
name?
Phoenix.
Oh
Joaquin
yeah,
Phoenix.
they are.
He's
making-
playing the Joker in a new movie.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
See him playing the
it
Joker.
looks-
Wait, yes. Is that the standalone Joker movie?
Yeah, it looks very auteur and artistic, which is not the Joker I want, but it looks like it's going to be a good movie.
I just don't know that I ever want a Joker backstory movie because I love how mysterious his character is.
I'd be interested. Yeah, I get that, but I would be interested enough to watch it, I think.
I mean,
depends on how
I'll
they do
definitely
it.
watch it, but like the great thing about Heath Ledger's Joker, like remember he was like, my father used to
Yeah,
like he
the
told
Scar
that story. It was
stories.
always
Yeah.
different, so we never knew which one was true. I
Yeah.
love that about him that we did not know what the real story was.
Well, it's very true to his whole pure dedicated chaos persona, but
Yeah.
like he is actually just a guy. I would be curious to know how he got like that.
I feel like the trailer I saw for the movie kind of almost gives the whole thing away already. I'm sure there's surprises in there, but like a lot of movie trailers now, you watch them and you feel like you know the movie before you even go to see it.
Yeah, well, I think the point of like, you know, Heath Ledger's Joker was also that it doesn't really matter how someone gets to a point. It's very little that takes it. And I think that was like in that movie, one of the coolest thing was just showcasing Two-Face's like fall from grace.
Yeah.
Like the whole concept, like it doesn't take a lot. And this is more to Bob's point, like just like it doesn't really matter what the backstory is. Like it's just one bad day that turns someone from someone good to someone bad. And like that's the whole Batman thing is like he can't take that one step or else he knows he's gonna be a horrible villain if he takes that one step and kills people.
live long enough to see him become the villain.
Instead, but except for Ben Affleck, who fucking kills people left and right, like.
We don't give a shit.
don't
That's
give a
special Batman.
Just do some more
Isn't,
squash.
isn't the Twilight dude playing Batman in a movie?
Yeah, Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be good.
That's right.
Hey, remember what you just said about Heath Ledger?
No, I'm agreeing. I'm not.
Is it-
I have no idea if he'll be good or not. It just
Isn't James Patterson British or whatever his name is?
So many British people are paying. Like,
Oi, governor! I'm Batman. I don't know if that would work for me. I don't know if that would work.
so
That's
many
right. I've
British
never
people
seen a British
play
actor pull
English.
off an American accent before.
Where are the drugs
The
going?
Joker's get. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do British Batman. He can't change
Rick
his
from
accent,
The Walking Dead. Hi, Coral. It's me. Rick.
Coral. Coral. Yeah.
English
That
viewers, is
zombie
this a
wants
good
a cup
version?
of tea,
Oh wait,
Coral.
yeah, wait. Christian Bale, isn't he British?
No, he's American now.
Okay, he's American. Oh, got it.
Like every good actor is British and does an American accent like perfectly.
Yep. Oh yeah, Welsh-born. Yeah, Christian Bale. That's right.
I know Rick Grimes is
yeah,
British.
see,
That was
he's
the
not
joke.
British. That's
Yeah,
not British,
right.
is it?
Welsh. Very
Andrew,
different.
What's Rick Grimes' actor? Andrew Lincoln, is that his name? I know he's British. I've seen all the interviews. Like I used to watch all the Talking Deads and stuff he was on.
I would love to carry on this conversation, but I really gotta go, guys.
All right, Mark. One more thing. We have 2 more topics before you go.
Yeah, do we? Yeah, I don't believe you.
No. If you need to go, man, go
Okay,
ahead.
I gotta go, but these guys are gonna keep going. I'm gonna raid the person who loves tacos the most.
I'm not even gonna pretend that's
Wow.
me. I'm not. I refuse. I will not.
Anyway,
Savaged.
just I gotta go, but the podcast will carry on. They will be playing games, so go see Minion 77. Links provided by the mods, who are very dedicated and awesome. Don't go anywhere. Don't go watching people play WoW Classic. It's a hole that you'll never climb out of.
Oh, I was just gonna wonder if Wade wanted to play some WoW Classic.
Yeah, so I was gonna play.
Don't
But
do
I
it,
guess
don't do
now
it.
we can't.
All right. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys take care. Okay. All right.
Bye.
Cool.
All right, see you, Mark.
All right. Bye. In a second. I gotta wait for 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know if I cut my stream before I hit the raid button if it'll work, but okay, I did it.
Should be all right.
Okay. Goodbye.